What's going on, guys? We're here with another Fleetwood Mac track. This is again a song from the album Rumours, and this really seems to be a masterpiece of an album because I've heard two tracks from there already with Dreams and The Chain, which in particular was mind-blowing, especially the bassline outro that they have where they built up the tension with the explosive release at the end. Phenomenal song. Now, this album, especially with the donors and the comments that I seem to get from people, everyone seems to be in agreement when they say this is really a standout in the genre or any genre, and it's going to be something I cover in full as an album reaction. However, before we get into that, this is the track Go Your Own Way. It's a requested track by Eddie K, who's asked me to listen to the live version of this first. However, I've kind of made a promise to listen to the studio versions always before I hear a live version. I just think it's better to hear the kind of pristine intended version that the artist had for the listener, and then hear the kind of performative version of it in any kind of live setting. So here we are, we're going to listen to the studio version first, and before we get in, and so here we go. Thanks, Eddie, for the donation once again, mate. And let's get into the song. Okay, here we go. This is Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, join our awesome community, because we do breakdown videos like this, analyzing all types of different music. So let's get this thing started.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from me?
Really love the blend of the acoustic and electric guitar.
Go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way.
You guys catching that bass line?
Tell me why.
Okay, in terms of like initial sounds, just the sound of it, it sounds a lot more hopeful than the other two tracks, with Dreams being kind of a track about heartbreak, and The Chains being almost a frustration and rage that comes along with being in a relationship that's breaking down. Whereas although this track has a sentiment of a relationship kind of diverting into two different directions, you know, you can go your own way, it's more hopeful. Maybe it comes later in the album where things have been kind of sorted out, but it's certainly, in terms of its sound, way more hopeful. And I think it's mainly because of that acoustic guitar, which is fantastic. It's like, we've got this incredible rhythm. It's the driving part of this thing. Really like it. The blend of the two together.
Everything turned around.
See, I'll back it up once again, but see how the acoustic guitar is at the forefront, and then you can hear the electric guitar in the background kind of doing its thing, and eventually it will switch positions where it will take the forefront of the track. I really love when they do that. Here, I'll back it up.
Go your own way. Tell me why everything turned around. Jacking up, so you wanna do. If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. Open up, everything's waiting for you. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can go your own way. Go your own way.
You know what's so interesting? hearing about the fighting that was going on in the band and the breakups and the turmoil that was surrounding the making of this album, it's quite amazing to see how it created such a succinct and in-synced band, because their harmonies are so tight, the way that they play together, chemistry is so strong, and to hear all the tension and drama behind the scenes only led to fantastic music. It's quite crazy how that works.
You can call it another lonely day.
Dude, the acoustic rhythm part of this thing. Turn it off. Fleetwood Mac do that so well, where the final third of the song really breaks out into like an explosion of emotion. They did it really well in The Chains. They did it again here. The strongest aspect of this song for me seems to be the harmonies, and I don't just mean with the voices, which are fantastic. They were very in sync with each other, especially in the choruses. I think it was a couple of people singing together. Looks like it by it saying Fleetwood Mac as a group. But I mean also the harmony between the guitars, the way the acoustic and the electric guitar kind of shifted from the forefront to the background, the acoustic being the driving force, the rhythm part of it driving it forward, and then eventually, especially in the solos, you know, it would kind of sink back into the background and the electric guitar would take the forefront, and he had this great all-encompassing sound. It was a fantastic track. I think in terms of like the sounds, as I was saying, it sounds like an attempt to at least a little bit more mainstream or pop sounding than the other two songs, with The Chains really being a track with like frustration and fury in it, especially like the downfall of a bad relationship, being caught in the chains of a bad relationship. Whereas this one, I mean, it's about two people kind of breaking apart and someone wanting to give the other person the world, as he was saying in the beginning, but how can I when you won't take it from me? Someone not sort of being able to accept love seems to be the story of this thing, and then therefore they kind of go in two separate directions. I mean, it's a kind of sad story, but the music is more hopeful. And then in terms of also the singers, I wanted to mention Eddie was telling me in his email that apparently that one of the singers, it looks like Christine McVie, sadly passed away recently. And I guess she would be the secondary voice to Stevie Nicks, who I've heard before. So she's the second female voice that you hear a lot. But I think this is kind of like an apt remembrance of what she left behind, because here we are almost like 50 years later, as someone who's never really heard the music or even into the genre at first is here discovering this stuff, and she's left behind fantastic music. So I think it's the perfect way as an artist would want to be remembered, you know, remembered for their art, to leave behind something that resonates still with people, with newer generations of people like myself. In terms of the album, I'm curious to hear where this comes in the sequencing, because is this at the end where it's more hopeful? Is it a breakup? I'm thinking it's like a breakup album, right? And then this comes at the end of it where things have kind of simmered and the fire of like the chains and the anger has maybe gone away. But that will surely be soon, because I need to listen to this album. It's really looking like it's going to be a fantastic one. Other than that, thank you for the donation once again, Eddie, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.